Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we'll explore conditional statements in Java, what they are, why they are important, and how they help us in make a decision in our program. So, have you ever wondered how your program makes decisions just like we do in a real life? So, imagine you are at a traffic signal. If the light is green, then you are going. If it is a red, then you stop. So, that is exactly how conditional statements works in Java. Okay, we will cover if else, if else, if switch and the ternary operator into the real world use cases. So stay till the end for a practical example that you can apply in your real project. Okay, so first let us understand what are the conditional statements. So what are the conditional statements? So conditional statements help control the flow of execution based on the condition. Okay, it allows a program to execute different code blocks based on the conditions. Okay, they help in decision making like checking login credential, or you can say applying a discounts or handling a API response, right? So let us understand with the example. So in Java, we have a different types of conditional statement. Okay, one is the if statement, if else statement, if later, and switch statement, and we have a ternary operator also. Let us understand one by one. First, we'll start from that if statement. So if statement, it is used to execute a block of code only if the condition is true. Okay. For an example, I can say checking if a given number is positive or not. So otherwise you can say check if your user is logged in or not. So these are simple examples. Okay, first understand the syntax. Syntax means here if condition, then the code going to execute. Okay, if the condition is true. If the condition is true, the code will going to execute. So I'll go and write some code and will understand the simple program. So I can say checking if your number is positive. Okay, I want to check whether the given user is giving an input. Okay, then if the number is, we need to check whether it is a positive or not. Okay, now for that, I can say in number equal to, I can say 10. So here we need to check. So how we are going to check? We use the if statement. Here we have a condition. So what the condition? Number greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, then it is going to return you true, right? So if it is returning a true, then it is going to execute this block of code. Block means within the open and close curly brace, whatever you have written, it is going to execute. Okay? The number of line you can write within the block, it is going to execute. Now, simply I can say, I am printing given number is positive. Okay? So it is checking whether the given number is positive. If it is a positive, then it is going to execute this block of code. Okay, I'll run this. The given number is positive. That's what we have written inside the block. So this is executed. So same way, you can check if a user is logged in before accessing the dashboard. Okay. For an example, I can say, let's take an example of Amazon. Okay, when you select the product, right, in Amazon, so once you're selecting the product, one proceed to checkout. So there is a backend validation in place. Before allowing you to click on the checkout, the system check whether you are logged in or not. If you are already logged in, then you can continue with the checkout process. But if you are not logged in, it will prompt you to sign in first. Okay, this is the perfect example how we use the if condition in the Java. Okay, to control the flow based on the specific condition. I hope this is clear. Then let us move on to the next one. Next one is a if else statement. Okay, if condition we have seen only one condition. Okay, when condition is true, then we have to execute. If the condition is false, then we need to execute the other code. That is what if else statement. Okay, if else it execute one block if it is true. Okay, if it is a false, then it is going to execute another block. That is a else block. Okay, maybe you can understand that this is the syntax of if else statement. If condition, the code will going to execute, the condition is true. If the condition is false, then it is coming into the else block, then it is code will going to execute here. Whatever the code you have written in a else block will going to execute. So for an example, you can say check the given number is odd or not, odd or even number. Okay, check given number is a even or odd. So here we have to written two statements. Even means we need to print, otherwise odd means we need to print. So here we are going to use the if and else conditions. Okay, let us go and write a code for that. I'll say checking given number is even or odd. Okay, that is what we need to check. So here we need to, it is going to return, this is the even number or odd number. So two statement, right? So now we can say int number equal to, let's say 7. So now we need to check whether the given number is a even or odd number. So now here for checking that what we need to use, if can say if number, we are going to use the modular operator. We have studied all the different operators, right, in the last recordings. So now can use modular operator. So this will going to return you the remainder. Okay, modular operator mod 2. Okay, mod 2 equal to 0. Okay, mod 2 equal to 0 means if the remainder is 0, if the remainder is 0, okay, when you are dividing the number with by 2, and if the remainder is 0, then that is a even number. Okay, so I'll print even number. Okay, if the condition is false, okay, if it is not 0, then what happens? The condition is it's going to return you false. Okay, now number mod 2 equal to 0. What it is going to return? Here it is going to return true. The condition is true, it is going to execute this block of code. Now the condition is false. Then it is coming into the else block. Then we have written, we can print, this is a odd number. Okay, here we have a two statement. So now let's run this. See, now it is returning an odd number. Now if I say 20. So now this will 20 mod 2 equal to 0. Yes, it is going to return, condition is true. Now it's going to return even number. Okay, so this is one of the scenarios. Maybe the another scenario, you can say check if the user is logged in before allowing the access to dashboard. Okay, that is also one of the scenario you can try. Okay, for example, I'll show you. Here I can write, I'll write a Boolean value, Boolean authenticated. Okay, now this is going to return true or false. So now I'm just adding a true or false over here because I just wanted to check whether the user is authenticated or not. So now if the condition is true, then it is going to return, welcome to the username. Otherwise, it is going to return, please log in to continue. So here also I can say if authenticated. So now I have defined that, true, right? So now if the authenticated, here I can say the condition is true, then I can say welcome to Java world. Okay, now if the condition is false, okay, if the condition is false, then it is coming into the else block. Then it is going to say please log in to continue. Okay, so now here we have given a true. So it will coming into this block. Here condition is true. It is going to execute this one. So let's run this. Okay, welcome to the Java world. So now if suppose if I make it as a false. Okay, then it is going to execute the else block. Please log in to continue. Okay, this is simply if we are checking that a user is logged in before allowing access to the dashboard. So we are checking whether this user have a authentication or not. Okay, if it is authenticated, then you have to go to the welcome message. Otherwise, you are saying please log in to continue. Okay, Suppose if you are checking now if in the web page contain the expected element or not, when you are working on automation, right? So you need to check whether the element is present or not. So if the element is displayed, so here you can say in that case already you have written a one method for checking the element is present. Is displayed. The element is displayed, then you need to do some, okay, we need to execute some of the code. Okay, here you can say if it is displayed, then you can say test pass. Yeah, otherwise you need to say test fail. So when you are working on any automation part, Selenium when you are using, right? So then you have to going to check that particular element is displayed or not. So if the element is displayed, then it is going to return you true. Okay, then if it is the true, it's going to say test case pass. Otherwise, if the element is not displayed, then if it is returning a false, then you have to say the test is failed. So this is the multiple conditions we are going to use. Okay, we have another scenario like, if the, for example, if the validate input before submitting the form, I mean just validate the user input, okay, before submitting the form. For example, we are checking like the email and the password is coming or not. If you are not entering the email and password, then you need to check invalid email or password. So there also we are using the if-else conditions. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now let us move on to the next statement, that is a, see, this is a use cases for if-else statement. So check if user is logged in before allowing access to the dashboard. Check if your web page contains expected element during a UI testing. We are doing a Selenium or some other tool we are using, then we are going to use. Then validate user input before submitting a form. Okay, these are the use case we can use for a if-else statement. Okay. So next one is a if else if later. Okay, if else if later. So now here we have a multiple condition. Okay, checking. For example, in sequence of conditions we need to check. Okay, for example, you can say grading system. For example, we need to check the mark. As per the mark, we have a different mark, right? We need to go with the grade, A grade, B grade, C grade, and otherwise it is going to be fail. So you have a sequence of condition. If you are having a sequence of condition, then you need to go if else if later. Okay. So the syntax of the if else if later is if conditional true, but then if the condition is true, the first block will go into execute. Then if the condition is false, that coming into that next condition. Okay, here also we have another condition. So this condition is true, it will go into execute this block. If the condition is false, it is coming into the else block. Okay, so this is what your syntax. Okay, let us go and write some program. So then we can understand. So I'll go and check grading system. Okay, so now here I have a int marks equal to, I can say 95. So now here we need to add a checking the condition. If marks greater than equal to 90. Okay, if it is greater than equal to 90, then we print the message saying that grade A. Okay, grade A. So now we have another condition. So else if, here we have another condition. So marks greater than equal to 75. Okay, greater than equal to 75. Then you need to print grade D. Okay, grade D. The same way, if it is not that, like, we have another condition. See, you can add a number of conditions. So you can add else if, right? So another condition, marks greater than equal to 50. Okay, greater than equal to 50, then This is a grade C. Grade C. Okay, these are the sequence of conditions you have, right? Then if it is, then you can go with the multiple conditions you can add. So using LCF. Now all the conditions are false. Then finally fail. Okay, you can say grade F, and also you can say fail. Okay, now let's run this and see. I will go on the execute. See, it is a grade A. Now let us make it as a 65. See, grade C. Okay, grade C. Now if you go to the 35, then it is going to return grade F. What is a fail? Okay, the same way, this is the way you can add a different conditions. Okay, here we have another example. You can say like you can apply the discount code. So discount code based on the user. Okay, based on the user means suppose I have a premium user. Okay, and premium user I have a different discount. Maybe I have and I can give 20% discount. If suppose the user is a regular user. Okay, regular user means and then I can give 10 percentage discount. Okay, if suppose other user, right? Then other user, then I can give a discount code maybe 5% I can give. So when you are using the apply the discount code, right? Based on your user input, so that you can use the if else if later. Okay. Same way if you have a user role. For example, when you are giving access to the different user role, for example, you have a user of admin user. Okay. So if you are giving an admin user, then you need to give some of the features enable. Okay. Then enable uh, feature, maybe you can say X feature. Okay. X feature enable. If suppose the user is the editor. Okay. Then if you are having a enabled, if you are the user is the editor or some other different role, then you are going to enable feature of Y. Okay. If suppose other user, I mean, we are not having any different user, I mean, there is no role. In this case, what we can do, then it's coming into the else block. So you can disable all features. So these are the condition way we can use for the if, else, if and else if later. Okay, if you have a sequence of condition, then you are going with the if, else, if later. So I hope this is clear. So far we covered if else, if later as well with the real world example. So these concepts are essential for web apps or automation and software development, right? If you found this helpful, like and share it to your friends as well. So the next video we are going to learn switch statement and the ternary operator. Okay. So sign